This is Starbird, and I disagree. Before we start today, a big welcome to all my new subs and a big thanks to my handful of new patrons. Sorry about the lack of streams over the weekend. Mrs. Bird took a turn for the worse. Hopefully by this weekend we'll have some improvement. So, starting today, I will begin a new week-long feature that I'm going to call BLF Week. We will take a look at the Black First Land First movement, what they are doing at present, and exactly why I consider them a massive problem. Without any further ado, let's get this show on the road, and no, that title is not an exaggeration. Today, I am going to take a look at recent statements made by old Mngxi that have been doing the rounds in certain circles, and these statements are quite frankly tantamount to a declaration of war against South Africa's white minority, and I have a feeling are going to come back to bite them in the arse. From News 24, BLF will redistribute land whether the constitution is changed or not. Now, this comes from a tweet and a variety of statements that Mngxi has made recently, probably the most insane being this one. This is just dress rehearsals of the coming Black Revolution. When it happens, no politician will control it, and it won't be consistent with vote catching or the Constitution. It will eradicate the very roots of 1652, and it will be totally irrational. It's coming. We're getting ready now. Keep in mind that 1652 is the year when white people arrived in South Africa, making this statement eerily close to a threat of genocide. And if you think I'm exaggerating, well, just listen on. The Constitution is unlikely to be changed, says Andile Mngxitama, but Black First Land First will redistribute land nonetheless. Speaking at the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry Rumble in the... Wait, what? Okay, let's try this one again. Speaking at the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry's Rumble in the Urban Jungle. I swear, I'm not making this up. At the Cape Sun on Tuesday evening, BLF leader Mngxitama said the movement was organizing themselves to expropriate land without compensation. We shall simply lead a process of people-led expropriation. We are already identifying farms and houses as well, he said. Rumble in the urban jungle. I honestly can't believe they called it that. So yeah, they are targeting both urban and rural properties for expropriation, regardless of what the law says. Why are they still allowed to do this? I'm not sure. You would think what essentially amounts to a terrorist threat would interest more people. But the really creepy stuff begins here. There will be a war. Let me give you the good news and the bad news, he told the audience. The bad news is there is going to be a war for land. Not just the physical sense of land, but for our black people's exclusion. Wait, what? You mean the opposite, certainly. How are you going to solve that? We are sufficiently angry, and I have seen enough people ready to do the ultimate sacrifice. Holy crap! Mngxi, mate, you're barking at the moon. And it looks like since then, things are already escalating, with the BLF physically attacking Nikki and John Oppenheimer, part of Fireblade Aviation, at a recent meeting of Parliament, after which they were removed. In fact, right after this, 2 of the big BLF websites were pulled, assumedly because they were hosting stuff like Mngxi's earlier tweets and openly calling for more violence. So yeah, this is creepy stuff. Someone really needs to keep an eye on these nutters, preferably from a safe distance. The BLF are the tip of a very big and very dangerous iceberg, and we've already seen what their cohorts in NUMSA are doing. Quite frankly, I am amazed that this is allowed to happen. in a country as PC and racially conscious as South Africa, the BLF are still allowed to run this kind of campaign and make this kind of threat. If this isn't proof of a two-speed legal system, I don't know what is. All I know is that if I was still in South Africa, I would be looking hard for a way out. Well, that's me for the day. Don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow with more BLF goodness. If you enjoyed this video, why not stick around? There's plenty more where this came from and tons of old content for you to enjoy. If you'd like, you can follow me on Twitter at Starbird_tweets, or, if you can, please consider supporting us either via Patreon or Bitcoin. All links are in the description. Cheers, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. This is Starbird, signing off.